Students, your time has come. I have decided that it's time to share some of my knowledge with you. That's right. Do you want to become a true legendary professional wrestling character? Do you want to learn how to project your voice, to enunciate, to come up with the greatest promos that you possibly could? Then you need to join me each and every week for just $50. I am hosting a masterclass on Zoom. That's right. You don't have to travel. You can do it from the comfort of your own home. I will teach you how to become the greatest character you can be. I will help you discover who you truly are. I will help you with taglines, promos, etc., etc. Join me for just $50 a week in a masterclass of wrestling character development. There's a reason they call us the masters of wrestling. Students, welcome back to another live masterclass right here on the Masters of Wrestling. Today we got all sorts of juicy topics to talk about. Bodacious one, unbelievable. Last night it was the season premiere of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Of course, their collaboration with Stranger Things, a show that was trending #1 for some time. However, over the holiday season took a huge nose dive. All right. So we're going to talk about that. We're talking about Chris Jericho. We're going to talk about Logan Paul, the latest potential scandal going on with him. Before we begin, lay the smackdown on that subscribe button, hit the likes, share with your friends and family, get your friends over and join the party, load up your super chats. If you want to ask a question and engage with us, that's what they're there for. Bodacious one. Can you believe it? I know you tried to watch some of Monday Night Raw last night. Did you not?
I did. I had nothing better else to do last night.
Okay.
On this cold Monday night here in the North Pole, Canada.
Yeah.
And like usual, didn't last long.
Yeah. I found myself fast forwarding through most of it. I did not watch it live because I couldn't tolerate it. But the reason I did check in, because obviously the big hype was Stranger Things. Now I know you have not watched Stranger Things. I watched all 5 seasons, and I was honestly waiting for the cast members to suddenly appear because this is Stranger Things meets Raw. And then all of a sudden, as I'm fast forwarding through, I realized none of the castmates are there. All they did was just dress up the Monday Night Raw set with some of the, effects, some of the, whatever you call them, creature features from Stranger Things. That was it. Other than that, it was just a regular, boring Monday Night Raw.
Did you think they were going to be like in the audience?
Yes, I did. Considering that, TKO is Hollywood.
Yeah, but the ticket prices are so high. You think the Stranger Things staff would want to pay?
That's true.
What WWE's charging?
That's true. Plus, indicative. They're not going to give away free tickets. Why would Winona Ryder spend money to come and watch Monday Night Raw? Exactly. But now we know, obviously, the main event was Braun Breaker versus CM Punk, right? Did you happen to catch any of that at all?
Just highlights.
Yeah. Well, you didn't miss much, but it was just I don't know, the whole night. If you watch a classic Raw from the vault and you compare it to last night's Monday Night Raw, I mean, I don't know what's wrong with these people. What is wrong with these people, Bodacious one? They thought that was a wrestling show last night.
But it's been going on for how many years?
Bonsoir, mon ami. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just welcome to our viewers here. Thank you, viewers, for tuning in. Stick with us on this. We've got a lot to unpack today. We're talking about Stranger Things invading Raw last night, the big hoopla that was meant to be that never ended to be. We got the Chris Jericho situation. We got the Logan Paul situation. We got another element that I want to bring up, talking about royalties to former WWE superstars now that all the old events are on Netflix. Yeah, we're going to be getting into that. Yeah, this one. But coming back to Raw, you've got some things that you want to say about Raw, about the lineup and the way it unfolded last night. So please, pray tell our audience what you thought about.
Well, I thought I was watching Glow Wrestling.
Touche, my friend.
I'm like, this is only the women made it into the building tonight. Where's all the dudes? It was just.
It was surreal. Our dear, it's like it's well, that won't be happening in Saudi Arabia once that purchase happens. That will not be happening, but it's just
well, it could, but they won't be dressed they won't be dressed the same for sure. For all the men who like Rhea Ripley's shoulders, you won't be
She
getting a
doesn't
look at those anymore.
She
Well,
doesn't.
not as big as me. I mean, come on.
No, not as big as us.
I'm even bigger than you, Amir.
Well, you'd like to think so, but they should not.
I saw you training here in Montreal in June. Don't
Yes.
give me that
Yes.
stuff.
Yes. You saw me training. You saw how much I pressed over my shoulders, but
Yeah, on the leg press, you're asking me to,
yes, I asked
give
you to
you.
sit on the leg press to add more weight to it. That's what it was, Bodacious One. But coming back to Raw, yeah, certainly laden with women's matches. And first of all, when I say that, I don't understand the gear that these women are wearing, Bodacious One. It doesn't even make sense to the characters they portray on the screen. What is that? They look
No,
like a mess.
it's all kind of like similar, right? They're all kind of wearing the same kind of thing. St. Leo. Oh my God. There you go. I know what that is, pal. Roberto Luongo Arena. Nice. Okay. That's not too far from here.
Yeah.
It's about like a 20-minute drive just down east. Yeah, I find all their gear is just kind of the same.
Yeah.
Like it's not the same color, but it's just that same pattern theme, right? And doesn't
Just a mess.
yeah, it doesn't represent a character. Like it's just like, oh, okay, well, she's wearing pink. Okay, this one's wearing yellow. Okay, that one's wearing gray. Like it's all this garbage.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not a fan.
Well, what did you think about the fact that now Braun Breaker has, for lack of a better word, been castrated now because CM Punk obliterated him on Monday Night Raw? Again, a match that should have taken place on a pay-per-view, not on a free show, Monday Night Raw.
Well, that's the same formula they do all the time. So the next time it'll just be with more pyro and a different arena, and it'll be like, "Welcome to Vengeance," right?
Yes.
A pay-per-view name, and whoa, we're gonna tune in for this.
The same match again.
But you're dead on. And did you see the match? Did you see the finish?
I saw the finish. It was kind of again when Braun went off the ropes. Instead of the usual spear that he does, he actually jumped in the air. So it was clearly obvious that he was going to miss it because he doesn't usually jump. So he jumped in the air directly into CM Punk's knee, or the corporate man, as we've renamed him. He's no longer CM Punk. The CM stands for corporate man.
Okay, so I noticed this, but I forgot about it, but I'll bring it up to you. There was a title change on Raw yesterday with Glow Wrestling, right?
That's right, with Glow, glamorous, gorgeous ladies of wrestling. That's the name of the company now. That's what.
So isn't that a giveaway that CM Punk wasn't going to lose?
Correct.
Because you're not going to have the whole night of title changes. You might put one just to give us a little excitement. So there, it's kind of like, all right, I know where this is going. I thought maybe it'd be a run-in and a DQ finish.
Yeah.
But either way, do I care?
Well, a lot of people were thinking it was going to be our old buddy Y2J, Chris Jericho, resurfacing from the catacombs of AEW. But no, he did not show up last night. What I noticed was not mentioned was the fact that the Royal Rumble is right around the corner. But yet there's hardly any mention of this whatsoever on Monday Night Raw.
He'll probably just show up.
Just show up, yeah. Just like all the entrants. Who's going to be in the Royal Rumble? How do we know?
It's all the Samoans, I told you.
That's right, the Samoan lineage. That's right. They're all going to be members. They're going to constitute the entire Royal Rumble this year. That's what's going to happen for sure. But coming back to Jericho, just Jericho quickly, Bodacious One. So everyone thought he was going to make his debut last night. That never happened. Now some people are starting to get, sweaty palms thinking maybe he's not going to show up in WWE. Do you think he's still on his way?
I would not be surprised, though, if he went back to AEW.
Really?
I wouldn't. And
he's been benched since April in AEW. They haven't used him at all. They just wasted I don't know how.
But that could be his call, right? My back hurts. I'm tired. Yeah. Let me get a bunch of money, spend time with my family.
Yeah, very true.
I don't think he's going to have any say like he has say in AEW. He's one of the top politicians. Mm-hmm. Great talent, but come on, you're 55 years old. Great entertainer, great talker. I'll give him that. Mm-hmm. But WWE is going to do what they want, right? Yeah. And I don't know if he'll conform to their ideas.
So
So
what you're saying
I
is,
wouldn't be surprised. Let me go back to where I can do what I want, bury who I want, right?
yeah.
And I have Tony Khan wrapped around my finger.
Well, speaking of Tony Khan and speaking about burying things, I was doing a bit of quick math earlier, right? Students, I was doing some quick math. Of course, Matthew and I have been very vocal on the fact that, and also with Paul Roma, that we think that AEW is possibly a tax write-off, a company created to basically lose money so that the Khan family, who are both multi-billionaires times over, can just have a massive tax write-off at the end of the year. Now, why did we hypothesize this? Bodacious Suave, because are they competition for WWE? Do they even try to be competition for WWE?
No.
No. Does Tony Khan seem to care when he loses big names back to WWE?
Doesn't look like it.
No. Do they have storylines?
Well, someone taught me a saying, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. It's not how you play the game, but beat the game, right? I don't know if you know anything about that.
I did tell you that, Bodacious Suave.
So I'm just wondering if Tony Khan is just like, hey, this is a long-term plan. If they're selling to the oddities, yeah, nice try. If they're selling to the Saudis,
yeah,
honestly, you and I don't know what's going to happen. Is all the talent going there? Are they just is WWE just dead? Is it just a library? Tony Khan can take all that talent and then run his show. Now, I'm not saying his show will be great because it all comes down to booking, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he's like, I'm on top now.
Very true. Very true. I mean, again, it could be a crafty move by the man with the big fluffy hair. Could be crafty move.
It's more luck. It's more luck because he's lucky that WWE selling to Saudi Arabia, right?
It would be sheer dumb luck at that point when WWE is sold to Saudi Arabia.
What is Tony Khan anyway? Anyone know?
I think he's
Is he part of that kind of realm culture over there?
I don't know. Is he related?
Right? Do you think he called his uncle Turkish Al Qaeda and said, "Hey, you guys got to buy this. We have money in the bank. Who cares?"
Yeah. Is he related to Nick Khan? Are the two of them related? It's funny how these two Khans run both the big. They say that AEW is the second biggest company, not according to Matthew Hardy these days. Oh no, Mr. Matt Hardy, Mr. former AEW, spoke out this week and said that he thinks that TNA are the number 2 company now, and he basically swept AEW under the rug. But again, how can you be number 2 when you're in WWE's pocket? Come on.
I don't believe anything these guys say. It's all just.
Someone said he's half Pakistani, half American.
I got to ask this guy a question. Where do you get St. Leo from? Do I look Italian?
Actually, you do, Bodacious Suave.
Well, I'm not, but I can't stop laughing at that. He's like, he's definitely from St. Leo. I'm not. I'm from LaSalle.
LaSalle, that's right. Another great place up there in the Great White North, the Canadian landscape, the North Pole, as it were. Yeah. So, but AEW, again, there's so many questions here. For years, I wondered why this man has put all this money into this company, and it's just look, it's losing money. Bodacious Suave. That deal that they made with Warner Brothers, I think it was only good for 128 million, if I'm correct. I think it was 128 million over 5 years. Okay, so you do the math, break that down, divide 128 by 5 years. Okay, now think about Chris Jericho's salary. Now think about that little squirm, that little pipsqueak MJF salary. Think about him. Think about all these talent they have sitting at home, talentless wrestlers sitting at home collecting a paycheck for doing nothing. They are losing money, Bodacious Suave. It is a tax write-off. It is not a competitor. Vince was not in a position to have a tax write-off. He wanted his company to win, right? It's obvious, clearly obvious, that AEW do not want to win because they're not winning. They've lost for 6 years straight, right?
Yeah. I'm wondering, though, WWE, I don't think they're in the green, are they? I'm sure they've taken some losses.
Well, I'm sure WWE have some losses, but they have more profit than AEW for sure. AEW has zero profit.
For sure.
I mean, think about it. Think about it when you rent an arena. Let's say you rent a 10,000 seat arena. You know how costly that is, number one. So again, if you put your wrestlers in there and you've got a show that only sells 2,500 tickets, and you just spent 100,000 to rent that place, that venue, you're already at a damn loss. It's
Well,
it's just math.
you got to pay all the guys who set up the lightings, their camera guys, permits. Yeah, no, I know. That's why also they're cutting house shows,
right?
Because they probably saw that. Okay, wait, we can make more money with views of YouTube. Like that's the way the world is now, streaming, right?
Yeah,
which true. I think is BS, to be honest.
Well, I think it's good for them. You know, they've got an outlet to distribute their brand. You know, it moves the world along. By the way, we want to thank all of our students here, all of our subscribers. If you have not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. If you have not joined and become a member for just $4.99, the price of a cup of coffee every month, you'll get an exclusive shout out and free question to ask live on each and every one of our live casts. By the way, this Thursday, I'm going live with one half of one of the WWF's Hall of Famers. That's right. Luke the Bushwhacker will be here live with me. We've got Crowbar coming up, former WCW wrestler, in a couple of weeks. We got Rene Dupree coming back, Jason Sensation, Paul London, Chris Masters. The list goes on. And also over on Power and Glory, former WWE presenter himself, Sean Mooney, will be joining us over there.
Shut up, Mooney.
Shut up, Mooney. That is going to be a day and a half, man. I really appreciate it. I love Sean Mooney, man. Truly classic individual, class act.
Will that be a live one?
I'm not sure if we're going to be going live with that one. We might be doing pre-recorded, but I'm sure he'll come back and do a live with us because I want to get some specific topics nailed down with him on that one. Audacious one. So other bits of news. I broke it this morning on Power and Glory, the podcast. Logan Paul, big name in WWE. Logan Paul. Now, I can't confirm any of the details. All I can confirm is what has been posted and been published everywhere, that he is potentially facing major legal problems for what people are dubbing a Ponzi scheme that he created about 4 years ago. Bodacious, have you heard anything about this?
I saw a headline. I didn't read into it. Not surprised because I don't think this is a real role model. These are two brothers with huge egos, only in it for themselves.
Absolutely. Do you think that Logan Paul dreamed about becoming a professional wrestler? I'm going to ask you a serious question.
100% not.
Exactly. Do you think that Jake Paul, the former Disney actor, dreamed of becoming a tough guy boxer who just got his jaw broken by a better man?
It's all about the cash.
Exactly. And you know, the issue is, and it's sad, and we pray for them in the name of Jesus Christ, in the name of our Lord and Savior, Yeshua. They seem to idolize money so much, Bodacious One. And what's sickening is they publish it to a world right now whose economy is not great. They flaunt their $32 million properties, of course, which they've earned off the backs of all of people out there in internet land, in social media. And it's disgusting. But now, you know, what does this mean for a conglomerate like WWE? Because if this is proven true, which it, you know, from looking and reading all the articles, again, I'm just repeating what I've read, what I've seen, what I've heard. I don't know the truth. This video is for entertainment purposes only. But from what I see, he was very cognizant of what he was doing. He had this trading card, sold shares of it to the public. They raised $2.5 million. He took the rights to the card back. They did not repay the people who put in their $2.5 million, and he cashed out and put $2.5 million in his pocket. Now, think about that, Bodacious One.
Again, I'm not surprised. Isn't that the same thing that girl did there? She became like a huge internet thing for that, you know, I'm embarrassed to say it there, that Haktua there. Did she get caught the same thing?
Which one, sir? I'm not familiar with this one.
Oh, perfect. We don't need to get into that then.
Okay.
Some girl, she was drunk in Nashville, Tennessee, and she just made a stupid comment and became filthy rich off it about, you know, well, whatever. I'm not going to get into it, but the term is Haktua. And I think she just got caught. She was at like all these UFC shows. She was getting tickets to everything. She had her own podcast. She was making tons, millions and millions. And then she just got, I think, caught in some crypto thing and like fell off the face of the earth.
Crypto is untraceable, and that's why it's one of the biggest and most easy scams on the planet, because it's not regulated. All right. So when you have something that's not regulated, much like the Ponzi scheme is what it sounds like to me. Hey, this pen is worth $10 million. So you know what? None of you can afford it. So I'm going to let you buy shares in this pen. And one day, if this pen's value is worth $20 million, I'm going to send you your money back plus your percentage increase, right, of your investment. But who on earth has the right to say this pen is worth $10 million? What is the legal jurisdiction? What country, what county, what state can say this is worth 10 million? Exactly. It's all hypothetical. It's a hypothetical.
Yeah, but people believe everything they hear and see, right? Like, I hate that. I go to work every day and people like talk about the news and they believe everything the news says. Mm-hmm. And then I say, you know what? I found Santa Claus's bones last night in my yard.
Yeah.
But they don't believe me. But if they believe a news reporter reading off a teleprompter, they're convinced.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's I just feel, I mean, like I said, I mean, you've got the WWE under a lot of scrutiny right now. Of course, you got the Saudis, with that potential offer swirling around. We heard that $20 billion number being thrown around over the weekend in some of the trades, and our dear buddy Vince Russo and Jonathan Coachman. But $20 billion. I mean, again, you're going to want a clean company. Number one, you're not going to want to buy a company that's got that's a lemon, right? You need a clean company. I mean, I know they got a good car salesman at the helm at WWE, but at the end of the day, this could be a huge problem, if it's proven that, which I don't see how it can't be. I mean, if he was the founder of the company, right? Bodacious One. Logan was the founder of that company. He was the brainchild behind it. And yet he claimed on a recent tweet that he didn't know that his other founding members had not sent the money back to the people that had invested in the card, which he then auctioned off and pocketed the cash for. How can you not?
It's your standard move. Oh, I didn't know. And lawyer will get him out of it. And come on, there's been so much BS in WWE, more than what we already know.
Yeah.
Saudi's going to buy it.
Well, they just won the library, like I said. It's my
I know, but I'm just saying, like, you're talking about a clean company. WWE is not clean. We know how they treated people and this and that and the way contracts are written. It's not clean at all.
Speaking of contracts, beautiful segue there, Bodacious One. I love the way that the flow is effortless for our students here on the Masterclass Live. So speaking of contracts, Peacock deal finally ran out with WWE. So now, after all this time of United States fans getting stiffed by WWE for not having any of the old library on Netflix, guess what finally happened on January the 1st? Now, all of a sudden, we have all the golden oldies, all the classics now on Netflix. I guess maybe they're thinking maybe the WWE library will save Netflix after the atrocity of Stranger Things this past Christmas. But so now, okay, those old videos have a lot of wrestlers who performed for the company, worked their butts off, but yet they are not seeing any royalty checks, much like any TV series would have. Like if you're on a TV show, it's like if somebody records this or records a snippet of us talking right now and re-airs it, Bodacious Suave, according to our legal team, we're entitled to every penny they make off of that, right? Because it's our copyright. Now, same with WWE. So I was talking to our dear buddy Paul Roma on the weekend, Mario Mancini, our co-stars over on the Power and Glory. And I was saying, did you know that they've got your old pay-per-views now on Netflix streaming, getting millions of dollars made every time someone clicks on it? Ads. But they're not getting any money from it. They're not getting any royalties from it. So we started to deliberate a little bit more, Bodacious Suave. Now, when Paul and them signed a contract to WWE, they signed to Titan Sports, which is no longer in existence. Titan Sports does not exist anymore. Not only that, Bodacious Suave, it was a private company back then.
Yes, so they have no case now.
Now it's a publicly traded company. It's a new ownership, a new company. Titan Sports doesn't exist anymore. But now, do they have the original contracts they signed? Would they want to show them in a court of law? Would they dare to show that crooked contract in a court of law from 1990 or 91 or 92? I don't think so. So then my question is, do you think, Bodacious Suave, after hearing the facts that I've just shared with you, do you think maybe somewhere out there, there's a lawyer that could potentially go back and get every single former WWE superstar who's being shown on Netflix now a royalty percentage?
Oh, you're going to need an O.J. Simpson lawyer for that, because that'll be a tough one. But if a lawyer can pull that off, that lawyer is going to be retiring in heaven. But that's going to be a tough hill to climb, and I don't see that. I don't see it happening. But it's not my field.
But would it be a tough hill?
Wouldn't it? If the previous contract has nothing to do with it.
Exactly. That's my point exactly. Okay, so now your likeness, your persona is being aired for money by a company that owns you, right? That's sharing your likeness out there. But now that's not the old company. So that old contract's null and void. That Titan Sports contract, that private entity, that's null and void. Now it's a publicly traded company. Now it's TKO. Now you have a case. Sorry, you guys, that's my face on your show. And if you want to keep showing it and keep making money on it, you've got to give me my share of that viewing money. See what I'm saying?
I do. I just don't know how a lawyer is going to present that, and if the judge is going to feel sorry for you. And what is my value? What is, example, Paul Roma's value to being shown compared to Bret Hart?
Well, of course, there's going to be different tiers. But the bottom line is,
who comes up with that? I mean, come on, you want to talk court here? This
is wrestling sport after all.
Let's talk, pal. Let's go.
And also, viewers, students, chime in. Use your super chats. Get involved in the conversation. Let us know what you think.
I don't know how the tiers would, and I mean, of course they're going to lowball if it happens, right? They are, like usual, and then some wrestlers are like, okay, I'll take it, but it's like, wait a minute, we could have maybe pushed up your value here, and
yeah,
I don't know. That's good. You know what? You might be onto something. You might be you have any schooling in jurisdiction?
I don't, but I happened to have reached out to a potentially new friend of ours. Yes, a man who knows the law very well.
Don't give the name away. Don't give the name
who
away.
Understands WWE very well, too. Yes. So we will see. And, of course, Mario, our legal eagle, he's looking into all this, and he's consulting with some individuals. I just think it's right. What's right is right. At the end of the day, we know what brought wrestling to the president. There's a reason why they brought the old library onto Netflix, because that's the good stuff. That's the gold. That's the goods, not the new stuff. It's in the past. So if these guys, think about that. Think about the amazingness of that, Bodacious One. Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, Bret the Hitman Hart, Mr. Perfect. Who else? Undertaker, even my Uncle Paul, all these guys. These are the guys that are still carrying the popularity of WWE. It is not the corporate man, formerly CM Punk, now CM corporate man. It is not him. It is definitely not Logan Paul. It is for sure not who else? I can't even think. I mean,
don't waste your time.
Yeah. I mean, it's not Gunther. He's not Nikolai Volkov.
Hey, whoa. Gunther versus AJ Styles, pal. It's coming.
Did you see that pathetic promo that they cut last night?
I did, and I was a little bit like, really? That's the send off? Like a slap in the face, and then all of a sudden they just go and start kissing. I'm like, what?
That was the dumbest thing. If somebody slapped me in the face, I will slap them right back in the face.
Right? Yeah. This is wrestling pro fighting, and no, they start going put their ones, I'm not shitting on them, but one's 4'11", and the other one's like so tall, and actually had to I'm like, how carny is this? It was
cringeworthy. Gunther's laughing, his acting ability was subpar. He may be a good wrestler, but his acting ability, his ability to try and engage like that was Absolutely atrocious. If you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button, hit the likes. If you want to get involved in the conversation, hit the super chats, get involved, and of course, join for the price of a cup of coffee, $4.99 a month, and you become a member. You get a free shout out, a free question every live stream. Live streams, we've got huge guests coming up. Crowbar from WCW, Luke the Bushwhacker, WWE Hall of Famer. We got Paul London, Rene Dupree. We got Sean Mooney coming up, legendary WWE announcer. We got them all here on the Masters of Wrestling. Back to what we were saying, Bodacious Swab, about this whole thing. This potential legal thing here. It's like, yeah, you've got guys who are still holding up the company and making it popular, and they're getting nothing. Some of these poor guys are sitting at home, bodies broken, spirits broken, and these ass clowns that are up there now are making millions, far beyond anything they made back in the day. And
yeah, but that's unfortunately the life of a professional wrestler.
Doesn't have to be, Bodacious.
It doesn't, but it's dirty, and that's what Vince does to you. He puts a slug in the back of your head and then throws you out the back door when I don't need you.
Well, they're putting the slug in the back of the head of WWE right now, because last night, for considering that was a season opener, first show of the new year, that was one of the most atrocious things I've ever seen. There was no hook at the beginning of the show, no storyline. I think there was a few backstage segments. You saw that Bodacious Swab with Adam Pearce trying to be an actor, trying to act with certain characters. The ridiculous tag team formation of Rhea Ripley crushing her status, making her diminished now that she has to team with this. What did you describe her as? This little woman that she teamed with?
Smurf.
A Smurf. Okay. So anyway.
Well, yeah, my thing is, listen, they're all talent, whatever, but Rhea Ripley's top tier talent in WWE, and I think by putting her in a tag team division out of nowhere and giving her a tag team belt, I don't see that elevating her. I really don't.
No,
because she was doing so well as a solo competitor and in all the main events. And that's just like, oh, well, we don't know what to do with you now. So I'm going to put you with that Asian girl over there. And 1, 2, 3, go. And you guys are going to get the belts.
Are those women meant to be anime characters? Someone, please, students, write me in. Because, again, I'm trying to figure out what their costume is, what their gear is. What are they? Are they anime people or something? I mean, are they I'm sure they're cosplayers. I know that. But, what are they?
You worked for Hollywood. You should know.
Hey, you know what? We got somebody in the chat right now. Yeah, I work for Hollywood. They're a bunch of scumbags. We got somebody in the chat who says that he worked for WWE NXT. Wow. I'd be interested in Martin. So
send an email to Emir.
Send an email to me, Martin. I'd love to have you on the show. He's saying here a couple of things about, giving 0 F's about wrestlers and whatnot. So, Martin, you can email us at the Masters of Wrestling podcast @gmail. That should be in the description of this video, Martin. I want to get in touch with you. I want to hear your story.
His secretary will get back to you as soon as possible.
Secretary, I will get back to this man immediately if he wants to talk to us about his experiences or the lack of professionalism in the WWE locker rooms there. But it all comes down from management. Again, I come back to that ridiculous promo in the middle of the ring last night. Bodacious Suave. AJ Styles basically embarrassed himself, lowered his whole career, in my opinion, with that ridiculous, I won't even call it a promo. I call it a stupid shit stare down. And what? That's what you're pinning the company on? Because who's CM Punk going to face now? He just beat Braun Breaker. So who's CM Punk? What's CM Punk's feud? What's his purpose for being champion right now? You tell me, Bodacious Swab.
He's holding the belt until WrestleMania.
Holding it to give it to who?
He might not give it. He might hold on to it.
I don't know. Another thing that I caught last night. Oh, carry on before I carry on.
No, please. You're heated, pal.
Another thing I caught last night was the advertisement of this ridiculous show, Unreal, on Netflix.
Oh.
Yeah. Part 2. And the funny thing they just came back from commercial, and Michael Cole, in his very robotic voice, carries on. Oh yeah, don't forget to miss the season and go behind the scenes of WWE, and then cut to the next scene. They're back in make-believe land, and now all of a sudden it's real again. This is the most asinine thing that I've ever seen, to create a show that comes out seasonally where you expose how you do it more and more and more. Bodacious one, what do you think?
I wish people would never tune in to that at all, because you just exposed everything, and it's like what Ace Darling said. I mean, I can Google a magic trick to see how it's done, but I don't want to know. I like the mystique.
Yeah.
Right? I like being surprised. I like being entertained. That's the whole point of going. Why are you making me feel more stupid? Like when I watch wrestling, guys, I feel stupid watching this.
Yeah.
I really do. Because
modern crap. Not the other than a few companies that you and I have deals with, but
I'm talking about WWE, because someone gets punched and he gets right back up, and I'm like, well, what is he getting hit with pillows? Like,
right.
What the hell is this? Like, it just makes no sense, right?
Speaking of which, that's what I saw in that Rhea Ripley match. She got pummeled. Excuse me. She got pummeled a few times. She didn't sell anything. She just got right back up. Pathetic.
Yeah, it's so different. I don't know. I'm not there, man. I don't know who's okaying all this stuff. I don't know what's changed. I don't know how all this.
Martin, hold on one second, Bodacious Swab. Martin, the email address is the Masters of Wrestling. Same name as this channel, the Masters of Wrestling podcast at gmail.com. So make sure the email address, if you want to get in contact, is the Masters of Wrestling podcast, one word, at gmail.com. Let me know, Martin, if you caught that one, and we will talk. That's why we do. That's why we're the Masters of Wrestling here, ladies and gentlemen, students, because we dig deep, we get you the truth, and we entertain you doing it at the same time. And look at this. We get comments here from former WWE personnel that are willing to come on and talk with us. We're going to bring them on the show for you. That's why you need to subscribe and join.
This could all be like a shoot, and we're getting set up for prison time here. You might be in on it. This could be Uncle Paul's, one of administration people, setting us up, and
this is not Uncle.
Getting your personal address, and then all of a sudden there's a bailiff at your door, and
listen, Uncle Paul and I have an accord. Okay, he understands that competition breeds character. I've already had a discussion with him about it. All right, it's no news to him. Okay, competition breeds character. He learned that from Vince McMahon. He understands that. I learned that from our family lineage. So he understands it. And competition is good for pro wrestling, unlike the lack of competition that WWE. Yeah, he probably has, but it doesn't matter because we're making our own way. That's why we're here. That's why you need to subscribe, and you need to join, and you need to hit those super chats. You need to fuel our energy as we continue this juggernaut that is the Masters of Wrestling. But yeah, I could pick apart Monday Night Raw all day long, Bodacious Swab.
Well, let's go. I got another one.
Go ahead.
We spoke earlier, and I said, "Hey, did you know the Usos won the tag belts last Monday?"
I had no clue that I didn't even know they still existed, Bodacious Swab.
Well, yeah, you knew, because remember one of the Usos, I guess he sucked. Well, WWE flopped his singles push, Mr. Yeet.
Oh yeah, the Yeet.
And then so they went back to the same old formula, and let's put you and your brother back together. And they won the tag belts last week. And I just thought it was like they weren't even used last night. I think they just came out for a promo, but then they didn't have a match or anything. So what I don't like about that is your momentum just dries. Like right. you won the belts, you're hot, you're a hot topic.
We got a new member. We got a new member of the channel, students. Celebration time, Maltz 92. Thank you for hitting the join button and becoming a member. It's just the price of a cup of coffee every month, ladies and gentlemen. $4.99. Now Maltz is going to get a shout out. Now, Maltz, you ask us a question. We're going to bring it up on the screen. We're going to talk about it live. That's what you get. One of the perks of becoming a member. Thank you, Maltz.
That's kind of funny. That St. Leonard comment still got me. So he thinks I'm one of his calabres over here, but no, I'm not Italian. Yeah, so you don't put the Usos on your show. It's like, well, your steam kind of dies, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm wrong, but I just thought like you want to keep momentum and storylines going.
Yeah.
Don't just kind of shoot me in the heart and then come back out of nowhere next week. Like, I don't know what they're doing, man.
Exactly. By the way, Kingpin, if you want to ask a questions, ask away because you are another member on the channel. I can see all the members. They're in green in our comments section. So again, if you hit that join button for just $4.99 a month, the price of a cup of coffee, you get a free question, free shout out every single live stream. We go live twice a week, ladies and gentlemen, on Tuesdays and on Thursdays, same time, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Coming back to your question, Bodacious Swab, yes, if I just won the tag team title, if I was producing the show and I just had a new tag team crowned champions, trust me, they'd be front and center the following week. I'd be developing their storyline in their next feud. But of course, this is WWE 2026.
Okay, so that leads me to my next question. Does anybody have the balls to tell Triple H that the booking sucks?
Well, I've told him repeatedly.
No, someone that works there.
Okay. Somebody who works there.
Right? Somebody who works there. Because, listen, WWE is the shits.
Yeah, you said it best. Yeah.
Like I'm not, you're just trying to stir up stuff. Like, there's
it's legit. It's legit.
Come on. So, does anybody on the writing team, Bruce Pritchard, anybody have the balls to say, Paul, like, come on, you got to step it up here, pal?
Well, again, it's like I've said before, Bodacious Swab. How much power does my Uncle Paul truly have?
Well, someone's got to be knocking on TK's door and say, hey, our show sucks here. We're on Netflix. It's not cable TV. Can we spruce it up here? The fans are not eating this up.
Yeah, no, they're not. It was awful.
I know if you go to Triple H and tell him something, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're done.
They're going to get fired. Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
So.
But then again, I've heard some stuff now. I had a huge. I had an interview yesterday that opened my eyes to a few things, and some of these names of these current guys were brought up yesterday, and it makes a lot of sense now. The guys like the Adam Pearces. This guy, I don't know. Apparently, he was tough to work with. This guy. Apparently, this guy's got his own agenda. He's got his own thoughts, and quite frankly, who is he? Bodacious Swab. Who is this guy? Where did he come from? Who is Adam Pearce?
He was an indie wrestler.
Right. Right. Did he ever make it on the big screen TV? No.
Well, if you lick ass, I guess so. I mean, how else do you get these positions? Let's be honest, Amir. That's what it is.
You know what? No, but what has he done? There are other names that I heard brought up that are now in positions of authority in WWE. What have they done? I don't believe they came in with Vince McMahon was in control.
I think you're given false. I'm not saying you. I mean, like these people, like Adam Pearce, you're given a false role, right? Like you have a certain role, and I don't know what that role is, but you don't have as much say as you might think they're telling you.
Oh, actually, one of our viewers, thank you, one of our dear students there wrote in. Adam Pearce got voted off of TNA Gut Check several years ago, so he was a loser, basically. Bodacious Swab.
Well, he's I'm sure he's making a big chunk of pie. Right.
He was in WCW. Do you remember him in WCW? Bodacious Swab.
No,
I don't remember even hearing his name. Did he wrestle under a different name, perhaps?
I honestly.
Well, anyway, apparently he's another guy who's got way too much power in that company, because I can tell you what, a stooge like him would not have the type of power that he has now if Vince McMahon was still there. Guaranteed. Bodacious one?
Yeah, I'm thinking about that, actually.
Well, while you're thinking about that, we'll talk a little bit more about that particular topic. In fact, You know, you were saying who's going to step up to my Uncle Paul? Who's going to confront him on that?
No one.
Paul Heyman's not going to do that. Paul Heyman's cushy. He's got a cushy job. He was a former con man back in his days, apparently, with ECW, as we know the stories of him ripping off Chris Candido and Tammy Sitch, basically ruining their lives, costing them their home, you know. So, I mean, again, he's not going to speak up.
No. So I think like a lot of, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think, I don't know. But Nick Aldis too, like what's his role?
He's another one who comes from the same neck of the woods as Adam Pearce. Another one.
Yeah, but so his TV role is being a GM and whatever, but there's more to it. Like you do other stuff backstage. Are you an agent? Are you right? Like Paul Heyman, he's on TV, but he's also in charge of creative and whatever.
Look, there's no doubt that these guys. I mean, what's his name? Nick Aldis. He was a great performer in the ring. I still don't know why the heck he's not. He's not wrestling right now. We got a super chat came in. Thank you from one of our members right here, Mike Blacksley. Thank you, Sup. What's up, guys? You just start. No, we've been on for about 46 minutes, but we're going another hour and 15. So you've come at the right time, Mike. Thank you so much for your super chat. Greatly appreciated, brother. Much appreciated. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure that he's done great things in the ring, Nick Aldis, but at the end of the day, he never made it to the big time as a performer, as a character. He wasn't. He was never there on international TV. He made it as far as, obviously, which was great at the time, the NWA Power back in the 2019 version of that was very, very strong, very, very good. I have nothing bad to say about that product, but that's as far as he went. I think he did All In or whatever, All Out, the first show funded by Tony Khan. Yeah, nobody knew about that, but Tony Khan funded that show. Yeah. Did you know that, Bodacious Swamp?
No, I had no idea.
You had no idea that Tony Khan funded that?
What year was that?
2018, the very first All In or All Out. Remember when they said, we're going to get a 10,000 seat arena? Yeah, remember that? Do you remember the very first students? Of course, you remember when the Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, Kenny the Omega Man got together. I got nothing bad to say about Kenny Omega, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I think he's a great performer, a great talent. I'll just state that. Nothing bad to say about him. But old Guile, Street Fighter 2, Cody Rhodes, and they got together and they made a bet that they were going to sell out a 10,000 seat arena. Well, again, students, Bodacious One, how much does it cost to rent a 10,000 seat arena? You tell them.
If it's 10,000, I'm going to drop the price, but I'm probably wrong. 70,000?
70 grand. Not only that, they had to get their electricians in there. They had to have their stage, their ring crew, insurance. And then they had to pay all the wrestlers and everything else that went into it. Do you honestly think that those guys who were on the indies and work in Japan had enough money to bet on themselves to fund all of that without Tony Khan's help? And then Tony Khan coincidentally comes out of the woodworks a few months later and forms AEW. Come on. It was him that was funding the whole thing. I
didn't know that, but you don't think, okay, so, I mean, Cody, I'm sure had a bit of change in his bank account at the time.
Bodacious, he's not dipping into his own pocket. These are business people. They're not investing in their own product.
They're real workers, eh?
Mm-hmm. Tony Khan, look, AEW was already in the works, my friend. That was September 2018. AEW was launched in January of 2019. That's barely 3 or 4 months after. So Tony Khan had already been talking to them. And I guarantee you I don't guarantee you because I wasn't there, but I would suggest this is what happened. Hey, I'm going to give you guys X amount of dollars to put on this show. If it's a success, we will launch this company called AEW. That's what I think happened. That is a fly on the wall that whispered in my ear right now. That's what happened. I'm telling you, Bodacious One. Tony's been there since the beginning.
Good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's another one. We just uncovered them all here on the Masters of Wrestling. That's why they call us the Masters of Wrestling. And we want you to chime in. Use those super chats. Join. Hit that join button. You'll see it right under this video. Hit the join. It's just $4.99 a month. That's the price of a cup of coffee. And you'll get a free shout out and a free question every single podcast. Okay, so make sure you do that, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to ask a question, go ahead, because we're going to be here for another hour and 10 minutes deliberating these things.
I have a question. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Let's go back to your Logan Paul.
Okay.
Why is he allowed to do a podcast? I'm not done. Yeah. Why is he allowed to do a podcast? From what I remember, if you're a WWE talent, and I'm sure Renee can tell you, you're not allowed to work anywhere else. Right?
Correct.
I think they maybe softened up now that Vince is gone, but like you're not allowed to do OnlyFans, which I don't agree with OnlyFans, but or Twitch, like you can't do anything.
Right.
Why is Logan Paul allowed to do a podcast?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, actually, because I've got some news on that. Okay. So last night on Raw, in one of the few moments that I was not fast forwarding, I happened to see a little commercial that popped up on the side of the screen with all the WWE podcasts. And among them now, as part of the WWE podcast family, is Logan Paul's podcast. So now Logan Paul's podcast has been purchased by TKO, by WWE. It is now part of their family. So now all the revenue is no longer his. He has to share it. Yes.
Which is fine. It's still extra income, plus his WWE contract, plus his Prime, plus his all that crap. But how come Lexus
with selling portions of cards too?
But how come Lexus King, Brian Pillman Jr., he can't go and do a podcast?
Is because your dear buddy Lexus King.
Yeah.
Is he still part of WWE? Is he still under contract? Is he sidelined though? I have not heard.
No, he's on NXT. But again, he's
recently.
No, but yeah, well, I saw him on TNA 2 weeks ago, so he's probably doing stuff there. But again, I don't know the figures they gave him. And you're living in Orlando, Florida. Orlando's not a cheap place to live. I'm sure everyone obviously wants more money. Well, why can't he do a podcast and get some extra revenue?
It's probably because of this. It's probably because...
I know the answer. But what I'm trying to get to is that's total BS.
Yeah.
Right? So that's WWE knowing Logan Paul is making so much money. Well, we got to get a piece of that chunk.
But do they keep him on? If the scandal is proven true and he gets potentially prosecuted, do they keep him on? Do they even care? But yet they care about the video we're going to be releasing tomorrow, China.
Don't give it away.
I'm not giving it away. The viewers are going to have to hit that subscribe button and tune in tomorrow morning at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 noon Eastern. But Ace1 and I shot a very interesting episode on China, the ninth wonder of the world. But yeah, so now she has some things that they don't want to be associated with. But then you've got somebody who's
Hunter. That's all Hunter.
Okay. So what you're saying is, if you're proven correct and it's proven true that you are a criminal, you could still have a multi-million-dollar contract with WWE. That's what you're saying.
I believe so. Because all they care about is dollar signs. If they can make money off you, they'll get you. Now, Matt Cardona.
Oh, please. Not this guy.
Whoa, hang on there, pal.
All right.
Matt Cardona signed with WWE.
Okay.
Right? So apparently he's the hottest free agent. Good for him. Good for him. He did wrestle for your buddy Vince Russo on JCW.
He did a few weeks ago. You did bring that up to me.
Okay. Now, I know WWE is watching JCW.
They are.
So, oh shit. We better get Matt Cardona because we don't want him going to JCW and giving money to JCW. So come here.
Yeah.
That's the way they work.
Very true. Very true. Our dear friend, in fact, Maltz, I'm going to bring him up on the screen. He didn't ask a question, but he did become a channel member. Again, like you, if you want to become a channel member, you'll be up on the screen. So he did say, Maltz just said, they brought back Brock Lesnar with all his baggage and skeletons. Very, very true. He had a lot of heat when that Vince McMahon scandal broke, which was allowed to pass through by the William Morris Endeavor people. They could have squashed it. They did not for a reason.
Well, there's even like way before that. I don't know if you ever heard, like, he exposed himself to Terry Runnels backstage.
Who did?
Brock Lesnar.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, he steal Mark Merrow's wife too, Sable.
So yeah, but WWE likes to break up relationships anyway.
Yeah,
well, it's a test. It's all a test.
Well, right? I know it's a test. Well, I'll tell you what, she lost out because Mark Merrow is a class act individual these days. He's going around the country helping kids motivate people. He's a man of faith, a man of God. He is a tremendous individual. I see his posts up all the time. Hopefully soon in the near future, he'll be appearing with us here on the Masters of Wrestling. But anyway, I digress. Bodacious Suave. Did you make some notes right there?
I crossed off my latest one about Cardona. I think that's why they signed him, because he was on JCW, and it's just a way of giving the finger to Vince Russo.
Well, it's true. They didn't sign him for any other purpose. I mean, he was basically floundering in WWE. I mean, I really don't see the attraction of this guy. That's
thank you. Me too. But he is just a fresh face, right? So it's like, okay, let's bring in a fresh face. Let's bring in a fresh face. But we all know him as woo woo woo. And yeah, and it's like, okay, well, been there, done that. Okay, like they just repeat the same formula over and over and over. Now, you're a Drew McIntyre fan, right?
Yes, I am. I do believe he should be sitting at the very top of the WWE.
Okay, so let's just say they push Matt Cardona, and your main event at WrestleMania is Matt Cardona versus Drew McIntyre. Do you care?
I don't care, because I know Drew could flatten him in under 5 seconds. So I in a real life fight as well. So I mean, yes, Buff Bagwell has turned his life around these days. Kingpin. Yes, he's a dear friend of ours. We communicate with him every so often. Yes, he has. He's a tremendous guy. If you want to see my interview with him, one of the very first I did here on the podcast, go way back to early 2024, and you'll find it, or mid 2024, and you'll find it on there. But Bodacious One, you were saying about Matt Cardona.
Yeah, I just don't think he's going to be a huge draw, but I'll give it. He's a fresh face, so it kind of just gives a breath of fresh air, but I don't see it turning profits, to be honest.
But again, the problem is this, Bodacious Suave. He's already been there over a decade ago. He's you say he's fresh, yeah, for 5 minutes, but he's already been there. He's not fresh. It's like Hogan leaving and coming back from WCW. He's not a new grown superstar. This is the problem they have. Good evening, Kenzel Dog. Just joined us here on the chat. He's not a fresh face. He's not. They're not creating new stars. They've got the only one I think that they have created, or he's created himself. Let me correct that. Braun Breaker. That's it. True talent, very compelling, but they're starting to crush him already.
But he lost to CM Punk, really?
Right, exactly. But he lost to the corporate man, CM Punk. We've renamed CM Punk. CM stands for corporate man, students. Yep. So they've he's. Yeah. Someone brought up here Dolph Ziggler should be brought back just because, yeah, it's a laugh. Dolph Ziggler's another one. He just fumbled around for years. I didn't see the draw there in him either. Sorry. I mean, I think he's a great talent, in the ring. But at the end of the day, is he a draw? Is he going to sell out 60,000 seat arena? Is he Hulk Hogan? No, he's absolutely not.
No, I don't know. I don't watch it enough, and I'm not like a diehard fan of any of these people, but is it only like Roman Reigns, the big draw?
And he's only there part-time these days. But that's about it. Roman Reigns, maybe Cody Rhodes, of course, if he's not doing a podcast with somebody selling vodka to a youth.
Because the problem is that we've seen all these matches already for the last 10 years.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. I've seen Roman Reigns versus Lesnar. I've seen Rollins versus Cody Rhodes. Like, you're not giving me anything I haven't seen.
Let's put it into perspective for our students, Bodacious One. Let's go into our time machine and take a trip back to when the world was better and wrestling was excellent, absolutely excellent, flawless. If we'd have seen, right, in the WWF, I'm just saying, if they'd have stayed in the WWF, if we saw, let's just say, Hulk Hogan versus the Macho Man in 1989, and they had stayed with the WWE. And in the year 2000, they were the headline match again, 11 years later. Let's go even further. Like some of these matches, Drew McIntyre's fought Cody Rhodes back in like 08, 07. That is almost 20 years ago, Bodacious Suave. Almost 20 years. So let's do it again. Hulk Hogan versus Macho Man, and they both had stayed in the company, and they're in the main event again in 2009 after doing it the first time in 1989. This is what we're saying, students. These matches have taken place almost 20 years ago, multiple times, and they're still the main event matches. What the hell is going on?
So that just tells me you have trouble developing new stars.
Exactly.
And who is responsible for that?
Tico.
D-Generation X.
You really think D-Generation X? Hold on, I'm reading a question here from one of our fans here. Yes, should give Randy. Yeah, Randy, absolutely. Thank you so much, Existence Punishment. Make sure you subscribe on this channel too. Hit that likes. Become a member for just $4.99 a month, a cup of coffee. We'll give you a shout out every single live stream, and we'll ask. You can ask a question every live stream. We'll bring you on the screen. What did you say there, DJ?
Yeah, how dare you cut me off? Hey, look at that.
This is for our,
a little respect over here.
This is for our students, Bodacious Suave. Okay.
Yeah. Well, the Generation X is Shawn Michaels and Triple H, right?
Yep.
So the boy toy himself is apparently running NXT, and Triple H is head of talent relations booking. They can't develop anything, and it's not because they don't know how. I think it's my opinion. They don't want to, because imagine. Can you just imagine if they hit $1 million star and build someone?
He'll take over from everybody else.
There you go. And they know how to stay on the top.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Is that they're afraid to develop. That's why they were afraid of our dear buddy Karrion Kross, Killer Kross. They were afraid of him, and that's why they had to let him go. Of course, he's going to rise again in some of the great companies like MLW. He's been invited over by our dear buddy Vince Russo to JCW likewise. Yeah, they're afraid. But again, I love to put it in that perspective of Hulk Hogan versus Macho Man in 89, and then they redo it in 2009. That's how ludicrous some of these rematches that you're seeing now today are. I mean, if CM Punk takes on, well, we did take on John Cena. Didn't that happen like way over a decade ago, like 13, 14 years ago?
2007?
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying you're seeing the same regurgitated, I hate to use that word, ladies and gentlemen, because it's very, very vile, but a regurgitated content just with not, I was going to say a new design on it. Speaking of designs, did you see that awful looking ring on Monday Night Raw last night full of ads?
I don't pay attention to details like that.
Gosh, man.
I look at talent, Amir. Talent. Do you know what talent is?
I know what talent is, and I'm not seeing it. That's why I'm looking at the ring. That's why I'm looking at the ads, because they're more entertaining to me than the what I'm seeing in the ring, what I'm hearing.
Good point. Good point.
I come back to that atrocious promo between AJ Styles. That honestly, he should be embarrassed. I mean, by that promo.
Yeah, but don't forget,
they're given a script, right, Amir? That's the problem. It's not necessarily the talent's fault. I mean, I'm sure they look at the script and are like, "Are you kidding me? Like, how am I supposed to do this?" But okay, I gotta do what you're told.
Well, speaking of old AJ Styles, the man himself, the man with that haircut, which
soccer mom haircut,
that man right there. So speaking of him, he, I believe, is friends with the middle-aged Bucks. Okay. So I'm not sure why. He's kind of shot down the whole AEW thing. Remember you sent me that video where he didn't want to sign a fan's AEW belt? He pushed them off the screen. It wasn't you. Maybe it was our dear buddy. It was our co-star, the Ultimate Source, Mike Tavares from the Ultimate Truth podcast. We're going to be debuting here this month. Yeah, he pushed away. He didn't want to sign the AEW belt, obviously, but he said,
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
He has options. He could go elsewhere. He doesn't have to read that script. Bodacious Suave. Tony Khan could fund him and his family for at least for several generations.
Yes, you are correct about that.
Yeah.
But I mean, these guys are veterans, right? So they probably know, like, if I go there, I won't get used, and they've been around a long time, so I think they're just looking out for their best interests.
I think it's just a sad state because I mean, like you and I talked about this, we talked about where I wanted to land, when I began my journey. And initially I did think WWE, but then I woke up one morning and said to myself, this is not the WWE that I dreamed of. This is not the one that Uncle Paul competed in. This is something else. It's very apropos they had Stranger Things on there. It's kind of like the Upside Down, right? This is the Upside Down WWE right now. We're not seeing it in clear 2020 vision. And that's why I at that point, I made that decision. I don't want to be a part of that. And I don't want to be a part of this AEW nonsense either, because they're not what we dreamed about. That's not it. Not for all the money in the world. It's not it. It's not it.
No. And I mean, if I were to get signed by some place, I want it to mean something and like have some steam behind it and good ideas.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I get it. You'll probably be financially taken care of, but I learned money isn't everything. And how am I going to generate an impact on a kid or someone else if I'm sitting at home doing nothing?
Right. And that's why you and I, yeah, exactly. And we talk about that to our students here. That's why Matthew and I do this. That's why we do this podcast. That's why we're making our strides in the world of professional wrestling, in the indies, into the professional leagues, because we care. We want to be good role models for your kids. We want to tell the truth. We want to entertain. We want to be those larger than life characters. We want to make you smile. We want to give you drama. We're not interested in regurgitating the same old crap, like a lot of these big companies do every single week. So it's got to mean something to us to get us motivated,
Yeah.
What's that?
I couldn't agree more with Mike's comment. Bring back the blue steel cage. Wasn't that like magic back then?
Yes, bring back the blue steel cage on Saturday nights. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It was beautiful, man. I like the blue steel cage.
Check your phone. I got something there we can talk about.
You sent me a text. I switched my phone off during these things, Bodacious Small.
I know, that's why, but I forgot. I already spoke to you about it, but we can talk about this because this made me laugh.
Okay.
When I saw this.
We're gonna do that. Triple H after winning. Oh, someone said here they like Becky Lynch.
Did you see that? Did you see that match?
No, I didn't, because the second I saw her, I just think how much she controls and dominates, Mr. Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins, and I just couldn't handle it. She does wear the pants in that family.
I don't think she's a great talent. I don't know why. She doesn't catch my eye. She doesn't catch my eye at all. And whatever, that match.
She needs to eat some sandwiches, Bodacious Suave. She is starting to disappear, that woman.
Yeah, well, she's the new Intercontinental Women's Champion.
Is that a thing? They actually have an Intercontinental title for the women?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, man. Like you said. Okay, so what did you send me here, Bodacious Suave, right here? Oh my gosh. Oh yes. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that subscribe button right now. You do not want to miss this. Join and become a channel member, and you may want to get your super chats ready, because we're going to be discussing a very hot topic right now. Bodacious One, I'm going to let you lead us in on this one.
Any Michelle McCool fans out there listening?
Yeah, you got any Michelle McCool fans out there?
Okay, I want to say this. When she wrestled, and I'm not picking on her, but the women's division sucked, in my opinion.
It still does.
Okay, don't be so negative here, right?
I'm speaking the truth.
God, well, people have sensitive feelings nowadays in 2026.
Oh well. I was sensitive when I was a kid, and you know what? I got disciplined, and I learned right from wrong.
Well, so your uncle Paul taught you well. Anyways, the talent back then, I for the women's, like, that's exactly when I tuned out of wrestling. I kind of fizzled out around the end of 2006, and I was like, okay, I just can't do this no more. Christian went to TNA. I lost interest. Whatever. But you're going to tell me Michelle McCool's division back then in like 2007, 8, 9 compares to like 2003 Victoria, Trish Stratus, Jazz, Lita, Molly Holly.
Exactly. You know,
Are you kidding me?
I forgot WWE even existed in 2011, Bodacious Suave.
And then she thinks she's like hot stuff and the top of the girls division. Like, do you even know how she even got a job?
First of all, how long was she actually on TV?
Oh,
2 years? 3 years?
I don't know, but she was a Divas search competitor.
So, okay, but let me read the statement.
So I don't know which year, but it might have been the year, say, Ashley Mazzaro won. She was a Divas search. I believe, and I might be wrong, but that's kind of what it tells me. She was in the Divas search, and then, of course, I'm sure Johnny Ace hired her for sure.
Yeah.
Right? Because, he loves blondes.
Yep.
And she got a job and threw a football at I think The Undertaker and stole his heart.
Now, nothing against The Undertaker, because that man is a legend. Now, again, true larger-than-life character, portrayed his gimmick to the T, right? But we're talking about Michelle McCool here. This is a bold statement she just made, and this is her. I'm repeating, students. I am in the Hall of Fame because I revolutionized women's wrestling. It's not because I am married to The Undertaker. Now, you've heard of the term, thou dost protest too much. When you have to verbally articulate that you're not something, it's because you are that something. So she's saying there that she revolutionized women's wrestling. I mean, I forget, wasn't there, who was that other one? Gosh, she was the one from the early 2000s there. The Canadian female wrestler. What the heck? Yep. Trish Stratus. Gail Kim. Yes, Gail Kim, Trish Stratus, Lita. Heck, if you want to go further back, Medusa, Londra Blaze. Okay. You want to go back to Rockin' Robin and Leilani Kai. All the women, of course, our dear friend April Hom, the Royal Hawaiian from Glow. These are the women that revolutionized women's wrestling, not Michelle McCool. And she's not cool because she stole the Undertaker's show from the original guy who created it, the podcaster. Bodacious one, are you?
That's it. You died right there on me.
No, I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for your response on this.
Yeah, she sucks. She absolutely sucks.
Yep.
I don't think she's talented. I mean, Natalia came up around that time, and I don't know. I laughed when I saw that, but let's be honest. It's all who you know in life, right? Right. Yeah. It is. She's not fooling anybody. Good for her.
Yeah.
I hope her and Mr. Calloway are happy, and that's all that matters. I don't wish anything bad on them, but you're not fooling us. Like, come on, you don't have to.
No, we don't.
You have to say these things. We know. Yeah. Nobody knew who you were 2 years ago when talking about you. Now all of a sudden you're back in the spotlight because Mark's back working for WWE. Like, come on.
It's true. I didn't know who she was, to be honest with you. I really didn't. I didn't know anything until I saw the scandal that broke when Undertaker basically kicked the guy to the curb who was making him relevant again and making money on the podcast. And all of a sudden now he takes his podcast back to WWE and it becomes a watered down version of Mr. and Mrs. Which actually wasn't that not a TV show that the Miz did for a reality show, which was abysmal likewise.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Miz, what happened to him? Is he gone? I mean, he's kind of faded into obscurity.
No, he's still there. He has his role. He's that heel that puts over that baby face, and that's what his role is.
Part-timer. He's a part-timer.
Well, if you're going to advertise Glow on your show every Monday, everyone's a part-timer now, right?
Yeah, that's true. He's a part-timer now to all the women's matches there. Good luck trying to that in Saudi Arabia. But nonetheless, it is what it's becoming, man. It's just, it gets worse and worse and worse. And like I said, AEW doesn't help the conversation. If they were true competition and not what I hypothesize they are, which is a tax write-off, that's the reason they were created. then, we'd have better competition. And what Matt Hardy says, coming back to that, was the most nonsensical statement I've ever heard in my life, saying that TNA is now going to become the number 2, considering they're already in WWE's pocket. How ridiculous. That's like saying, okay, well, if NWA appeared on WCW, Ted Turner saying, and someone in NWA saying, oh, yeah, well, NWA, we're going to be number 2 now. But you already work with WCW in the first place, you numbskull. These are this idiocy that some of these people say, Bodacious Suave. Did they go to high school? Did they go to college?
No, I think it's too many TLC matches.
It's got to be something.
Right?
Something, hey? Or maybe too many.
What are you, Canadian tonight?
Yeah, I'm being Canadian, it's just like, it's just or too many wild women or women of other people. I don't know. But nonetheless, what else you got for us, Bodacious Suave? Is there anything else that's been cooking in the headlines this week that we need to inform our students about or get them to involve them? Hit your super chats. They help the conversation move along. Make sure you hit those super chats. Ask us your questions. Fire away. That's why we are here. That's why we go live. We go live for you, to interact with you. So if you got a question, hit a super chat. Bring up, if you got a topic you want us to discuss, hit a super chat right now, and then we'll discuss it live, and we'll give you a shout out.
Do you think Brock Lesnar's gonna do like a retirement thing or just like disappear? Because I don't see anybody beating this guy ever, and I don't think he's one to, just based on his actual like personality, character, he's not gonna pass the torch to someone. Like, he's too much of like comes off as an a-hole, and
he just invested a lot of money in sports supplements. Let's just say, Bodacious Suave, sports supplements.
Oh, he's well off, man.
Yeah, but he invested a lot of supplements lately to come back. I honestly don't think that he has any plans to leave soon. Although I did see something last night, going back to that horrendous vomit-worthy promo between the soccer mom hairstyle AJ Styles and Gunther, Mr. Bland himself. Are they going to feed Gunther all the old legends? No. And he's going to tap? No, I'm serious. We know AJ Styles got one foot out the door. He's about to retire. Okay.
No.
I think I'm calling it, Bodacious One. I'm saying that Gunther makes him tap out, and they're going to make him do the same thing as John Cena. He's going to tap out and smile. It's going to be an ongoing thing. Trust me. This is from the idiot minds of Hollywood. This is what's going to happen.
No, I say no, because you cannot be that stupid to be doing another retirement. Like, you can't do the same thing too soon. Again, the same formula. We just saw this.
Bodacious One. You just said they can't do the same thing twice too soon.
Well, are they that dumb?
Yes. Yes, Bodacious Suave. Yes.
Well, you got to start making some phone calls and leaving voicemails and saying, what are you doing?
I've done it many times. I offered Uncle Paul a seat at my table this Christmas.
I personally don't think they would. Again, nothing would surprise me, but me as a writer, I wouldn't do it, because I just saw it. The fans don't want to see the same thing, the same formula. Okay, AJ Styles, we know you have 1 year left. Go. The matches mean nothing. It's just a way to sell T-shirts, and you take a picture and say, I was there,
Okay, so if it is, let's just say that it is Bodacious Suave, then where does the real problem lie? Now, what happened last night? I checked in because obviously I was a fan of Stranger Things, and I wanted to see if the actors, to be honest with you, to be brutally truthful, ladies and gentlemen, the only reason I turned on Monday Night Raw last night was to see if the actors, the cast of Stranger Things, was going to be in attendance, which they were not. So I don't even see the point of the whole crossover in the first place. So the WWE do not care what they're putting out to the fans. They have not done for a long time. But what is happening, Bodacious Suave? Instead of those people tuning in and saying, this is absolute crap, I'm not watching it anymore, they'll tune back in week after week after week on the hope, the carrot in front of the rabbit, the hope that maybe, just maybe this time, it'll be different. But it hasn't. It's kind of like that expression, hitting your head against a brick wall. The brick wall is not going to fall down, but your head's going to crack open eventually. You're going to die. So it's the same thing. The people that keep tuning in keep perpetuating what they're doing. It's basically giving them license to say, oh, well, we can keep doing it because these people keep tuning in no matter what we do. Hey, it's like Darby Allin or whatever, put his head in a fish tank. They still keep tuning in. Look at them, the marks, they keep tuning in. That's what needs to change. People need to just say, okay, enough's enough. Stop. I'm not going to spend any more money on this product, and I'm not tuning in to watch it. A lot of people in the AEW audience have already done that. Their ratings are abysmal, Bodacious Suave. 200,000 on average for Collision, no more than 500,000 a week for Dynamite in the US. That is an abysmally low rating, considering back in the day, Nitro and Raw shared 10 million views every Monday night. 10 million. Bodacious Suave. These guys can't even break 1 million. They're barely hitting half. But yet, that 500,000 still tune in. For what? I don't know. Curiosity, boredom. But again, what you got to understand, viewers, is every time you do that, you're giving them permission to continue with the bullshit. And that's why they do it, because you are allowing them by tuning in, and they see that tune in, you're allowing them to continue to, as Vince would say, insult your intelligence. That's why the likes of myself and the base, that's why we tune out. We don't bother. We don't even click on it. What's the point? We already know what it's going to be. Until I hear of a revolution in wrestling, when everyone's talking about all the trailers, wow, wrestling's really changed. This new company, they got all these new characters. Then I'll tune back in. But for now, I will absolve myself. I will, what's the word they use there when you abstain? That's it. I will abstain from tuning in and giving them reason to keep making us look like fools.
Do you ever wonder why Bruce Pritchard and Michael Hayes still work there?
There's a couple of reasons I think they could. You ready?
Let's go.
First reason, they were involved in something strange, perhaps nefarious, and they have something over on somebody. And if they get cut loose, they'll reveal it. So they've basically blackballed themselves into a position for life, much like Mrs. Becky Lynch herself. Remember when she spilled the beans on WWE and nothing happened? She said there was a predator backstage who was blackmailing people who was still there to sleep with them. She basically belittled the company she works for, and guess what? She's still there because you know what? Because she's got dirt on them. So once she's got dirt on them, she's in for life. Okay, it's not because of her talent. So that's one hypothesis. And number two, they are very good friends with somebody who they, let's just say, potentially give a lot of joy to. How that Bodacious one? Read between the lines when I say that. It's the only two reasons they're still there. Only two.
Yeah, it's good. No, I'm just wondering because I thought they were so pro Vince McMahon people, right? And it's like, well, wait, Vince is gone. Why are you two guys still here? I thought you guys were loyal.
Yeah.
To Vince McMahon.
Well, Vince was still there after he supposedly left. That's been revealed now, official.
I'm sure. Listen, Vince sends them text messages and they bring that up. I'm sure in the board meetings we should push this guy. And
well, you know what? The way we can find out if that truly happens, all we got to do is watch WWE Unreal. They'll reveal everything to us. We can see it in the boardrooms.
Did you hear Paul Heyman what he said about Unreal?
That he didn't like it.
Yeah, I agree with him. I totally agree with him.
Yeah, I agree with him, but at the same time, that guy's a snake. You and I both know that.
Yeah. Rollins too, I think, said he doesn't like it.
Rollins doesn't like it. Mr. talks about people that he's never met. Mr. afraid of Vince Russo's truth. Yeah. We talked about that, did we not? I don't believe we covered it, but yeah, students.
Oh, we did.
Well, we'll bring it up again because Mr. Becky Lynch. It's always a good day when you get to kick Mr. Becky Lynch a few times. So yeah, he came out and he started crying and whining because Vince Russo basically critiqued his work. I guess you can't critique anybody's work these days. because we live in a pacified society, a society filled with people who don't understand what discipline is, and they're afraid of anything that looks like it. So I believe that even though Mr. Becky Lynch is in his 40s now, so he probably would have grown up in a day and age where people were tougher. I'm surprised that he throws a temper tantrum and starts insulting Vince Russo when Vince Russo accomplished far more than Mr. Becky Lynch ever will. And I'll tell you why. Let me tell you why. Let me put an exclamation point in that, or the nail in that coffin. The reason he can is because Vince Russo helped create the Attitude Era. He helped basically run a company, bring in great talent. He helped boost, and he took control of WCW, and now he's taking the charge with JCW and turning the numbers around. Seth Rollins cannot say that. It took him how many years to get over Bodacious Suave? 10 to get away from that Shield crap? Yeah. Seriously, how long did it take Seth Rollins to get over? 10 years, like Roman Reigns. For 10 years, people didn't want him, and they kept cramming him down their throat because they didn't have anybody else. 10 years. So he's over only by force because there's no other option.
Yeah, well, that's a Hunter call, eh?
I honestly, I don't understand why Uncle Paul. You know what I think? I think Uncle Paul specifically went after guys that were zero threat to him. Because let's face it.
Obviously.
Let's face it. My Uncle Paul, 2002 version, the game himself, against modern day Mr. Becky Lynch. Mr. Becky Lynch looks like a carpenter next to him. He looks like another ham and egger that's just about to get pinned and rolled out. That's it. Thank you for your service, guy. That's all he looks like. So he knew. So Uncle Paul probably picked this guy just because of that reason.
Speaking of Uncle Paul.
Yeah.
Does he have any great matches?
Oh, yeah. Uncle Paul does. I got nothing bad to say about Uncle Paul as a performer. Nothing bad at all. Nothing
really?
Bad. Nothing bad. Absolutely not. Uncle Paul was crisp in the ring from the moment he came in, before he ditched our family lineage, right? Our ancestry. He was.
Okay,
he was.
Put the sledgehammer away, because to me that doesn't count.
No, I'm not talking about the sledgehammer. I'm talking about his in-ring work. Not only could Uncle Paul execute moves perfectly, not only could he tell a story, he really, gave that audience everything that he had every time he walked out. He didn't look like a joke. He didn't look like he was a cosplayer. He is a legend, Uncle Paul. For real, legit.
I'm just asking a question. I'm a fan.
Yeah,
right?
Legit. He was a character and everything else. Character of the day. Yes, that's true. I'm just reading some of the comments here. Yep. Exactly. You're right. I see one of our fans saying here he's in the spot because he was the best thing to happen to WWE. Well, again, I don't know about that. I mean, he was one of the best things, not the best thing, one of the best. But yeah, and that's why he's in the spot he is. And I said it before, and I'll continue to say it. Bodacious Suave, who are the top 3 superstars in wrestling today? Please name them. 1, 2, 3.
Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and The Undertaker.
Close. Do you want to get? I'll let you know.
Oh, current?
Current right now. Who are the most popular people in pro wrestling?
Oh, well, that's all opinion. So I don't know. Cody Rhodes, Braun Breaker, CM Punk.
I'm going to give it to you. Uncle Paul, Triple H, Vince McMahon, believe it or not, and Vince Russo. And I'll tell you why. Because these 3, even though they're not in the ring, have created the most amount of stories, of moments, of controversy, and everything that these 3 have done in the last 20 years or 25 years, still head and shoulders above any of these wrestlers right now. They are the 3 biggest stars in pro wrestling today, period. And they're not even wrestlers. Well, Vince is, Vince McMahon, and obviously Hunter is, but he's retired now. But nonetheless, these are the 3 biggest stars in wrestling. They cast a massive shadow over all the wrestlers. And the problem is these wrestlers need to literally get off their ass, figure out who in the hell they are, grow up, Stop playing video games and stop make-believing and cosplaying. Become a role model and get to work. Only then will we see superstars like the past. These guys are too pacified, Bodacious Suave. They are overgrown children for the most part. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. I got another question. Do you know who R-Truth is?
Yes, I do. The man who was fired and then brought back for no apparent reason. Yeah.
I know. What have they done with him since they brought him back?
Absolutely nothing. I think I saw a clip of him yesterday on Unreal, and I was like, oh, she's still there?
But I don't know if you, again, it's all BS. But when they fired him and brought him back, Triple H came out to the media and said, oh, no, this was all part of the plan and all part of the storyline. Okay, but you're doing nothing with him now.
That was the dumbest thing. And that was months ago, I believe.
Yeah.
That was months ago. And again, R-Truth's not exactly a big-time player. He's not a prime-time player.
No, so again, I think what it is he was such a good personality backstage and just someone you want to have around, you know. Sometimes those mean a lot. I get it. You know, I played sports all my life, a good character guy, a good team player. But I'm surprised WWE actually put up with that because he's not necessarily generating revenue or being used on screen.
But there's the thing. We talk about business and friendship, business and personal. Okay. The end of the day, he could be the nicest guy on the block. You remember that promo the British Bulldog cut? No. Nice guys finish last. I'm not a nice guy. You don't remember the Bulldog promo? I think you remember it verbatim with James E. Cornette.
No, I don't. I don't remember that.
You don't remember when he turned heel?
Well, wait, was he with Owen at the time yet? Or
no, this was before Owen.
On TV, or did this happen at one of your UK shows?
On TV. He said he came out and Jim Cornette said, this is a new British Bulldog whose bite is a whole lot worse than his bark. He goes, I'm tired of staying last, signing all the autographs for your kids, and I get nothing. I never get a title shot. I never get nothing, right? And then all of a sudden now he's propelled into world title picture at the end of 1995. Now, I'm not saying be evil to little kids. That's not what I'm advocating at all. But coming back to R-Truth. Okay, so now you've got a guy who does not draw any money. Okay, he's a nice guy, sure. But at the end of the day, you bring him back as if he's a big deal, as if he's a main event. You give him this big contract. You give him this big moment. For what? He's not Hulk Hogan. He's not on even Mr. Perfect, the Intercontinental level. He's not even there. He may have been a long time ago, but he's not there in 2025 and 26. So you bring him back as if he's this major thing. Again, friendship, nice person aside, is this guy making money? No. Well, don't make a big deal. You can give him an honorary contract, make him an ambassador or something, but don't bring him back as if he's like the next best thing to friggin' Hulk Hogan, because he's not. Yeah.
No, you're totally right. You're dead on. You know, I'm sure. Listen, R-Truth probably signed that contract. I get it. At his age, you know, he's in his 50s. I'm sure he's got some dough in the bank. But you have to remember, too, wrestlers. Once you're retired, you have nothing. Yep. There's no more income. There's no pension. There's nothing.
No, that's
and true. Maybe he doesn't want to go and do conventions. Doesn't want to take indie bookings. So he's like, hell, I'll take this $200,000 to just tell jokes in the locker room and whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, heck, they had what was his name? If I cast my mind back, what is not Eugene? What the heck was that guy's name? Hold on, Bodacious Suave. Do not help me.
Yeah, with this. I got something to say to Matt Bannister here. Bret Hart's kids do a promotion in Calgary called Dungeon Wrestling. It's funny enough. Me and Jason Sensation are flying out tomorrow to go and catch it on Friday evening.
Yeah.
So they have some stuff on YouTube. Just type in Dungeon Wrestling and they put on good matches, and Bret Hart is in charge of all the craft, like laying out the matches. So
you know it's going to be a quality product. Jameson. Okay. The Bushwhackers, Jameson.
Yeah. God, you're going back in time. Just by the way, you're British Bulldog, 1995. Do you have any idea how old I was in 1995?
It doesn't matter. I was a little kid too. But I watched.
You're like 20 years older than me.
I'm not 20 years older than you, Bodacious Suave. We are the same age, ladies and gentlemen.
Goodness. I'm younger than you. I'm better looking than you. I'm bigger than you.
Slightly younger, Bodacious Suave. But with age comes wisdom. After all, Bodacious one, nonetheless. But yeah, I mean, Jameson. So he could be like a Jameson, sure. R-Truth. Yeah, just stick him in the locker room like a little bit of a comedy relief. Again, you don't bring him back and make sure he's his major deal because he's not. This is the whole point. There's a disconnect with the stuff they do. There's a disconnect. When it's meant to be big, it looks small. When it's small, it looks big. That's the kind of, they're back to front. They're the upside down. They are Stranger Things. That's what WWE is.
Yeah.
So,
you think any of these guys relate to reality, or are they so out of touch?
Well, the brass of WWE are totally out of touch. Look at the ticket prices. I mean, they're making people go bankrupt.
You bought your tickets, you told me, for WrestleMania. How much did you spend again?
First of all, Bodacious Suave, I don't want to be anywhere near that building. I will be in Vegas during WrestleMania week. I will be competing myself in another wrestling promotion. But trust me, I'm not going to.
Maltz 92 has your back, Amir. Look at that. You made a friend.
He does have my back. Thank you, Maltz 92. Indeed. Thank you, sir. This guy understands. But no, I will not be at WrestleMania, especially after following last year's WrestleMania with the travesty that was Travis Scott. A complete joke. I believe he's a rapper. Is he not? Some nonsense like that.
Well, they cut him. He's done.
I'm not surprised. They shouldn't have brought him into the first place. They ruined
But they had big plans for him, eh? They want to do like a 3-on-3 tag match, I heard. CM Punk, The Rock, Cody Rhodes. Yeah, they were going to do a 3-on-3, but apparently, I guess when he was taking like crash courses, he's like, "Oh my God, this really hurts," and just ran off like a little girl and didn't return calls, didn't show up. So I guess they got the point.
Well, he's a rapper. Why the heck does he even need to be there? He's got money already.
WWE is looking to make more money.
See, that's what I mean. See, they've insulted the true wrestling fan. The true wrestling fan that is watching this right now. You know who you are, students of the game, our game of professional wrestling, that is. They've insulted you by bringing in people that, there are many of you out there. I know there are you out there who have dreamed about becoming a professional wrestler. You still dream about it today. You still want it. But yet, you're the ones who work hard. You're the ones who suffer, sacrifice. You're the one who go and do these shows. You wrestlers in training, you wrestlers on the indies. But yet they allow people like this Travis Scott and Logan Paul and Jelly Roll and the worst yet, that little pimple eye show speed twerp that was in the Royal Rumble that Braun Breaker broke in half, right? And he broke him in half for a reason. I can tell you that right now. They let these people leap over you and they put them out there and they let them wrestle in what was supposed to be a sacred squared circle, a sacred ring, is now being invaded by a bunch of, quite honestly, trash. That's the insult to the true wrestling fan. It's right there. It's not progress. It's not the times. It's a degenerate mindset that's leading the charge. That's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I used to get mad a lot sometimes when I saw like Eve Marie.
Who's that?
Yeah, okay, forget it. I'll choose another one. Okay. That redheaded diva. She might have been another one of Johnny Ace. I think she didn't last. She was terrible wrestler. Ronda Rousey. Like, you're just bringing in these people and they're in the WWE. Well, wait a minute. Can't I make WWE? I can do it.
Exactly.
I know I can.
Yeah.
My technical wrestling is the shits, I will be honest, but I can take bumps. I'm athletic.
But
I admit, listen, guys, I admit, not like Amir here. He's going to tell you he's a 2-time champ. My technical abilities is not
Bodacious one. Technicalities aside, look at the great Hulk Hogan. Look at the great Ultimate Warrior. Look at some of the other massive names that have etched themselves into our minds 40 years later. Were they technical experts? No.
No,
I remember,
but
I remember the way that Davy Boy, God rest his soul, the British Bulldog. You remember the way he used to take a bump? He used to turn to one side and twist around. He didn't even bump in the traditional sense that these people. But guess what? He was a bigger star, more entertaining. These guys couldn't even lace their boots. They could take their technical high spots, their 360s, their 550,000 Hurricane Ranas. You know what they can do with it, Badesha Suave?
out the window.
Out the window or up somewhere, because that is not sports entertainment. That
No,
is a circus act. That is a dance. That is ballet. That is Cirque du Soleil.
no, I agree with you. But when I mean technical, I mean like all like those, like the grabbing of a hold and all that, because you have to do it with such speed, right? So I'm not very good with the speed stuff, and I'm left-handed, and they're trying to teach me to be a right-handed. I'm like, what? Why? Because you got to work the left, and it was very complicated. But I can bump, and if I ever get in the ring with you, I'm just going to tell you, right off the bat, I'm just going to give you a low blow.
That's but guess what? You'll tell a good story,
right? And then I'm going to give you a pedigree, and then 1, 2, 3.
You're not going to take my finishing move. That's my finishing move, pal, right there. But one of our fans did write, Hogan, Warrior, and Bulldog never jumped off a ladder. So very, very true.
But you didn't need to. You didn't need to.
They didn't need to. They didn't need to mutilate their bodies for a quick pop or a viral moment. You know why? Because they were adults. They were smart. They were men. They were entertainers. They didn't need any of that crap like these young some of these young punks here. But yeah, I mean, hey, if you've got a question, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we've got about 20 minutes left here on the live feed. If you got a question, hit a super chat, and then we will bring your question up if you want to engage with us, if you want to shout out or join for just $4.99 a month. That is the price of a cup of coffee in Starbucks. You spend it all the time. Spend it right here and fuel this, the Masters of Wrestling podcast. And with that membership, you will get one free question every single live stream that we will bring up on the screen. You will engage, and we will give you a shout out, just so you know.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Who was the first person in WWF to go through a table?
The first person ever?
Yeah.
The first person ever. That's a real tough one there. Because
I don't have the exact answer, but I can give you my answer, but I don't know how accurate I am.
Who is it?
1995.
Okay. Oh, Bret Hart.
Woo! How do you know these things?
Because I am an encyclopedia of pro wrestling. I'm a library of pro wrestling.
Hey, Maltz, I don't know if you noticed, but I do dye my hair, and there's a little bit of a pink in there. So good eye, pal.
But yeah, it was Bret Hart at the 1995 Survivor Series in the Capitol, Washington, D.C.
Wow, you even know the venue. Wow, you're tough to beat, Master. You do know your stuff.
And there's a reason they call me the Master. Right? I don't just use that as a moniker. It's been bestowed upon me since birth. My family lineage, of course, our blue blood lineage that Uncle Paul turned his back on. So, yes, it was Bret Hart at Survivor Series 95. And guess what? When that moment happened, the world stopped. It was a shocking moment, and it meant something, and we remembered it.
But even the way he won, right? Like, there was so much sympathy being, shorter, and Kevin Nash being 7 foot tall. And it's like, oh my God, poor Bret Hart. How's he going to get out of this? And then he gets powerbombed, like, whatever, I don't know, twice or whatever. And then just the old small package.
Yep.
Okay. Speaking of small package, remember we did a story on MJF.
How can I fit that little?
Okay. Turf? I thought of this the other day, and I was like, wait a minute. So if he's going on the independents,
right,
putting his AEW title on the line, you want to know what I would do?
What would you do?
I would put him in a small package and grip it so tight he can't kick out, and the referee has no choice but to count 1, 2, 3.
And that's it. Take that belt.
Do you want to see controversy? And oh my gosh.
Good one, Bodacious Swell. Good one. Yeah. Again, who'd have thunk that? Yeah, if you don't know, students, MJF's considering going to work in the Indies. Strange, right? Taking the AEW title and going to work on the Indies. Well, but yeah, if he does happen to fight an indie work out there, take Bodacious's advice. Roll him up in a small package. Don't let him get out. And put your forearm on his neck, choke him out while you're pinning him. You can't get up. That AEW belt's yours. And I tell you what, the AEW belt in your possession will be worth a lot more than what it is right now. on MJF. Good one.
I would do that because I mean a small package that is tight, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I know it's all kind of like whatever, but if you really just cinch everything in, everything's locked, so he can't get out of it.
Right. He's done.
So 1, 2, 3, I'm kicking out. I'm rolling under the ring, and I'm taking that AEW title, and I'm running right out the building.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely. Just run, leave him high and dry. What's he gonna do? Come after you? Gonna find your house? Come and threaten you? Then you slap him with a lawsuit.
Explain that to Tony Khan now.
Yeah, exactly. I tell you what, Tony Khan probably wouldn't even care. You know what he'd do? Just print another AEW belt off a 3D printer.
Well, it's okay. I can put one up on my wall here and say I did it.
Yeah, I did it, Mom. This is the one. This is the original AEW belt. But it's funny, probably when you do get your hands on it, you probably realize it is a 3D print version. It's probably one of those fake belts they sell. They probably just wear the same ones that they sell to the fans. You know?
I don't know anything about the AEW.
No. I know exactly. You've got
I've got my Intercontinental belt here though.
Now for anybody out there who doesn't know, that is one of the official Intercontinental title belts right there. I managed to swap that for the Bodacious Suave from my Uncle Paul. He got it signed
by Jacques Rougeau, the Mountie.
Yep, by the Mountie Jacques Rougeau, a dear friend of ours, who's going to be appearing on the podcast too, along with his brother Ray Rougeau in the coming months. So again, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like, share with your friends and family, spread the word, get this out on your social media, share this link, get people to join us over here on the Masters of Wrestling, make them subscribe to the channel so they can enjoy all this good content and our special guests on the way. And of course, remember, hit the join button, become a member for just price of a cup of coffee every single month. But yeah.
So I was going to get Bret Hart to sign this belt. That was the plan. Mm-hmm. Like, I know you guys can't see this wall over here, but if you just see me turn my head, it's because I have like 12 Bret Hart autographs here on this wall and pictures. So I was going to get Bret Hart to sign that Intercontinental belt, but then I just changed my mind. And I know Jacques Rougeau, so I just said, "Oh, you know what? He won the Intercontinental belt, and he beat Bret Hart for it." So I was like, "Let me get Jacques to sign it. At least it'll, look a little bit different than just being a plain belt." So
yeah,
that's the story with that. But yeah, Jacques' great guy. I just spoke to him on New Year's, and funny guy, great guy.
You got some great guys, some great legends. Like I said, we talk to them on a regular basis, and it really goes to show, a lot of these guys in the past. Again, the word grown up comes to my mind, Bodacious Suave. Grown up, they were true grown ups, true gentlemen. The golden era and the attitude era had a bad rap for people that got in trouble with recreational drugs and stuff. But at the end of the day, when you meet these people, they're head and shoulders above the new youth that are populating wrestling today. I've heard stories. We've heard even, one of our dear buddies, Jerry Lynn, AEW agent, saying how these young guys, likewise Jake the Snake, dear friend of ours, who said, these young guys don't even listen. They don't even show respect to those who've been there and done it. That's how asinine they are. Like, I can't imagine, whenever I've gotten the presence of a legend, I have asked them, I have listened to them, I pay attention to what they say. I don't care what the modern product is putting out, because these guys did it first, and they're the ones that spearheaded it into the international stratosphere. These new guys they're just riding the coattails of what was already done. They didn't put in the hard work. Guys like our dear friend who's going to be on Thursday, Luke the Bushwhacker, like him, like the Mountie Jacques Rougeau, like the Rougeaus, like Bret the Hitman Hart. These are the guys that worked their ass off and listened to those before them. And they're not making, they didn't make a mockery of the previous business. These new young guys, they're making a mockery of it. A lot of them, Bodacious One.
I know it's different times, right? But I'm glad I don't relate to it or interested in it.
Yeah, exactly. So
I can't believe there's another one in the world, Evil Fluffy Bunny, his favorite wrestler.
Well, that's my favorite wrestler right there.
Well, I know there's two clowns in the world now.
Not two smart individuals who understand the power of entertainment in wrestling. So that's what it's all about, Bodacious Suave. What else have we got? I think SmackDown went to 3 hours. I don't know. Did we have the ratings?
I tried to find it. No, it wasn't released yet.
That's it. So we don't have the release. I'd be interested to see how the 3 hours did. Do you think, ladies and gentlemen, they dropped under 1 million views?
I hope they do. I really hope they do.
I'm going to say they probably were in the 800s. That's my guess. 3 hour show, 800,000, maybe even the high 700s.
Here, I got a question fast since we're running out of time here.
Yeah.
We already know the Hall of Fame's like, it's garbage, whatever. But, I mean, if Stephanie's going in for God knows what, and Paul Heyman's in for God knows what, do you think referees and Jim Johnston, Howard Finkel, like, some of these backstage people, should they make it? People that make the show, not just necessarily the ring talent, which, yes, I get it. It's an in-ring talent, but there's a lot of people backstage that help put this show together for us,
Yep.
And referees too have a big part of it. You can't have a good match with a bad referee.
Like our dear friend Mike Chioda and Jimmy Corderas, both of them, two great guys who tell the story. Like Earl Hebner, you've got to, and even like, again, our future guest here, Sean Mooney. You cannot deny these guys. People that are going into that Hall of Fame, celebrities and stuff that came in for one night pop is absolutely the most atrocious, insulting thing I've ever heard of. Or people like Michelle McCool going in first over people like Sean Mooney or first over people like Paul Roma. That is a crime. That is ridiculous. Okay. They did not contribute to the level of what those who went in first. Is the Bulldog in there? Did they even put the British Bulldog?
They put the tag team in.
They didn't. Did they put Demolition in?
Oh, wait, hang on. Well, I know Bulldog is in, but I don't know if they put them as the British Bulldogs together.
Okay.
Demolition's not in. The Rougeos are not in.
Wow.
The Nasty Boys are not in. Rick Martel's not in.
The Rockers, Marty Jannetty.
Well, we don't need Shawn Michaels in there anymore. But no, the Marty Jannetty doesn't. And why would Shawn promote Marty Jannetty? It's all about me.
Yeah, his former friend, and that's what it is. He's not going to willing to help his former friend.
And the truth is that from the people that I talk to, a lot of people say Jannetty was their better wrestler than Michaels. I think Michaels, obviously, 10 on 10 for charisma, 100%, great wrestler, 100%. But I think at the time, Jannetty was maybe the better one, but I don't know if he just couldn't keep his head on straight, perhaps.
Yeah.
And Shawn Michaels, we all know what he did with Vince McMahon. That's when the whole I'll be your boy toy or whatever, I don't know.
Yep. According to our dear friend Bret the Hitman Hart, and there's a lot of credence to what he said there. A lot of it makes sense. Mr. I could do anything and not get any punishment for it in the 90s.
Amir, so please do me a favor. Go watch Raw from 1997.
Okay, which one?
Start anyone, just start, but go watch that one of, I think it was July 12th.
Okay.
But because now I'm doing that, and you know what? I was 9 years old at the time, so I didn't really know. But now that I'm 38, and you watch it, you're like, what the hell? Like, this has nothing to do with wrestling. Mm-hmm. This guy is a complete asshole, and how is he getting away with this stuff? Yeah. Like, if you have access to it now, it's the Raw Vault. Go to Raw 1997.
Okay.
And it's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll check it out for sure because, again, I've been perusing some of the old Vault stuff, and I will say, it's refreshing to see some of that old stuff again. It's been years since I've seen some of that stuff, but again, I challenge anybody with Netflix account, go and watch something from the Raw Vault from 1997. Literally, watch an entire episode of Monday Night Raw from 97. Heck, go back to 96, and then watch the monstrosity that debuted last night on Netflix of Raw in January 5th, 2026. And compare the two and give us your notes. Of course, accompany them with a super chat in the comments of this video, and we will address them on a future episode. And again, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We greatly appreciate it. Join if you haven't already become a member for just $4.99 a month. That's the price of a cup of coffee. It's all it costs. You will help fuel our passionate journey to help turn a curve in the world of professional wrestling, and we will include you on our live stream. We will let you answer a question live. We'll bring you on the screen, and we'll give you a shout out. With that being said, if there are any more questions, we got about 5 minutes left before we go dark here. So if you do have a question, if you do have a super chat, we greatly appreciate them. Send them in now, and we will answer them live on the air. So what do we got to look forward to then, Bodacious Suave? Is there absolutely anything to look forward to in the next coming weeks with WWE programming or
I don't know about you, but I got a lot to look forward to. I'm out of here, pal. I'm off to Calgary tomorrow. So best there is, best there was, best there will be. Yep. And then it all goes downhill from there when I get back. That's when I begin my chemo treatments. So
that's right. That's right. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you send a prayer for our dear brother, Bodacious Suave Matthew Jacobs. He is battling cancer. He goes into chemo treatment next week. Matthew, will you still be trying to appear with me on the camera, or will I be hosting this?
I'll do my best. We'll see. I've never done chemo before, right? So I don't know, but everyone's body reacts differently. So we'll see. It's tough to say, but I'll do my best. I would think the first 2 days from the videos I was watching, they're pretty hard.
Yeah.
And then day 3 is kind of better. So we'll see. I don't know. One day at a time, and go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna press slam that cancer right out of you, and we pray that for all of you, all of our students here. You know, we are both believers. That is our faith. Of course, we're not, we're just saying that is our faith. We believe in our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, Yeshua, who can heal anything. And we pray for that healing for you, Bodacious Suave. I pray that for all of our viewers, for optimal, blessed health in 2026. I pray for all your provisions to be met. And we appreciate each and every one of you. We've got... Mike Blasley just sent us. Thank you, Mike. I really appreciate that. God bless hanging in. Thank you so much for your super thanks right there, Mike Blasley. This is a truly, thank you so much. A member of our channel here. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate that greatly. Thank you so much.
If I could just say something, do a blood test, guys. It can save a life. And that's how I found out. Thankfully, I do blood tests every 3 months. And what do you know? I did a blood test about a year ago and something wasn't good. And then got referred to hematology and all kinds of tests. And I got cancer. But it's okay. I'm going to beat it. I'm not worried. If Bret Hart can beat cancer twice, if Bret Hart's daughter, Jade, can beat cancer, if Jacques Rougeau's wife can beat cancer, if my wife can beat cancer, so can I. So I'm in good hands. But my advice, guys, is just go do a simple blood test every at least 6 months to a year, because you might feel fine, but you don't know what's really ticking inside, and it can save a life.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we want to, like I said, we want you all to be optimal. We want you all to be happy, healthy, provided for, and we want to keep your spirits up here. Like I said, in a world of not all bland wrestling, but
shenanigans,
some bland wrestling, we hope that we at least put some smiles on your faces. And of course, give you some food for thought. Maybe some of the topics we've discussed here, the hypotheses that we brought up, maybe no one's ever thought about that. Maybe no one's brought it up before in the general public. So we want it in the conscious awareness. We want it in the discussion. All right. Remember, you fans, you have the power to help change professional wrestling. You do. It's in your hands. It's in the palm of your hand when you're holding that remote control. Do I click on the channel or do I not?
Amir, what the hell are you doing?
What's that?
What the hell are you doing?
What do you mean what I'm telling? What do you mean? I'm simply telling our audience what they need to do. That's it.
Yeah, just tune into our podcast. Screw the wrestling.
Exactly. That's what I was
tune in here.
This
guy takes 20 minutes to get to the point. Come on, man. I got to pack. I got a 7 a.m. flight, damn it.
That's what I was getting to, Bodacious Suave. All you need to do is tune into the Masters of Wrestling, where I'm another co-star over on the Cafe de Rene as well. Right? We got 2 great podcasts for you that dig in deep, that get to the bottom of the truth, and that get great guests on week in, week out, and great topics of discussion, and are not afraid to speak the truth. Because without the truth, remember, what did they say, Bodacious Suave? The truth will set you free in our good holy Bible, Bodacious Suave. The truth will set you free. So
What
start
about
setting.
that protein bar you stole at the gym there when you were down here?
I didn't steal a protein carbonation swap. He is making that up, ladies and gentlemen. Please do not listen to him. He is obviously something else is in that drink he's drinking right now. Okay,
Lemonade.
lemonade with a little bit of a twist in it, I think, Bodacious One. But
Guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your support, and I really mean it. The fact you guys watch this and super chats and comment, I'll always say it. Bret Hart said, "Hold on to your fans as long as you can, because they'll take you as far as you can go." And I follow that message too. And as long as you guys are here, makes me happy, and do the best to entertain you guys with the truth, obviously.
yeah, exactly. And likewise, I reflect his sentiment, his statement there. We're here for all of you, and we look forward to seeing you again. I will be back Thursday with Luke, the Bushwhacker, one half of the Bushwhackers, WWE Hall of Famer, and we may get a special visit from Bodacious Suave and Jason Sensation at some point this week for a little short. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe it won't be live, but call us and we'll do a quick thing, and then you can just post it if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do that. All right.
We'll throw eggs at the Bret Hart old mansion, and you can film that.
Yeah, there you go. I'll film you guys getting arrested at the same time.
Yeah. Can you believe somebody stole the brass that said Hart House on it?
That's bad.
Somebody stole it back in June.
Damn, the audacity, man. These people.
Yeah.
It wasn't you, was it?
No, I no.
Glisten there on the side of your wall, like a bit.
Yeah, I know, but no, I didn't take that. I mean, I shouldn't say it out loud, but I did take something. But whatever, I don't give a shit. I took a little piece of brick.
That's okay. It's a piece of brick. It's probably crumbling. That's all it was, Bodacious.
It's what it is, because the bricks haven't been touched. So yeah, so I just took a little piece of brick here and I super glued it here to my to this picture, but I can't get it off the wall. It's really, maybe I should just hang on. Let's see if I can do this, guys.
There you go. Don't drop the computer right there.
Okay, so hang on. So it's this one.
Uh-huh.
Do you see the rocks?
Lower it down. We can't see it. You got to show low. Oh yeah, I see the rocks now. Yep.
So there's the brick and the mortar. So I took a lot. I mean, it was just laying on the floor. I didn't really scratch it off. It was just there. And then, I got
all kinds of Bret Hart memorabilia right there. The man is a legend. He is the best there is, the best was, the best there ever will be. Yeah. So, all right. On that note, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you share this with your friends and family. Get the word out about the Masters of Wrestling. Get people over it. Go back and watch our previous videos. Make sure you're back here on Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with your questions, your super chats loaded up. Luke the Bushwhacker will be here. He has stories beyond stories. Okay. This man has been in the wrestling business for, I think, 60, almost 70. How many years? 60 years?
Yeah, but don't forget to bring up your Gatineau story. Make sure you talk about that.
Yes, I will bring that up when I accompanied him to the ring last year in front of 3,500 people in Gatineau, Canada. Yeah, I will bring that up. So that was a tremendous event. This year is going to be a lot different, Bodacious Suave. I'm going to be cleaning house in that battle royal this year.
Oh, here we go. Okay. Good night, everybody. Here we go.
Good night, everybody. We'll be back. Make sure you tune into our episode tomorrow all about China, the ninth wonder of the world. That'll be airing in the morning, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 noon Eastern. Until then, everybody, all glory to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, Yeshua, for without him, none of this would be possible. We want to God bless each and every one of you, and we will see you on the next one. Good night.